You know, Buzz Cutler.
Jackass.
That's what I was going to say about you.
I beat you to it.
Welcome into the Rowdy Studios. My name is Bassmasters. That's Buzz Cutler. Let's talk about a little action on the track. A little Clint Bowyer, a little Juan Pablo Montoya, because they had a little wreck, and it damaged Bowyer's hopes severely. Clint trying to slide up in front of Juan not giving him any room and turning the 33 into the wall. What did you think?
I'm not sure how different the outcome for Clint Bowyer would have been. I mean, he'd still be on the outside looking in. He'd still probably have to be chasing Denny Hamlin.
Standpoint.
Still be chasing Denny Hamlin for that last chase spot. But that's kind of beside the point. You know, I think Clint Bowyer, when he says, look, the whole garage knows how this guy operates, the whole garage is tired of having to fight him tooth and nail for every position, I take that at face value. I think he's probably right based on what we've seen coming from Juan Pablo Montoya.
He could have closed the door, and I wasn't there, I would have gone to the bottom. But I still had my nose there. You know what I mean? It's not like I had the quarter, you know. I had all the momentum. I was coming 10 miles an hour quicker than him.
I think this is a classic case of why people get frustrated with Juan. And honestly, Juan doesn't have to give Clint room in that situation.
No.
His car is there. Clint's trying to slide up in front of him. If he does not want to get out of the gas, he doesn't have to. But a lot of guys, I venture even to say most guys, with 75 laps left in this race, a 325-lap race, about a quarter of the race to go, are going to cut you a little slack because they want to get that same slack themselves when they're trying to slip and slide up into a small hole. And Juan just doesn't typically give you that. And I think that's where the frustration comes from as far as Clint Bowyer and some of the other guys that have been frustrated with Juan Montoya. He's just one of those guys that doesn't give you room and is tough to race around.
And he probably understands that means he doesn't get room in return. But let me ask you this, Bassmasters. Do you think, given their relative positions in this chase race, perhaps Juan Pablo Montoya should have gone an extra mile in terms of cutting Clint Bowyer slack, knowing that he was trying to race his way into the chase? Or is that irrelevant and shouldn't come into play?
Well, if that comes into play, then you're the kind of a guy who cuts guys slack. Right. If you think about it that way, then you cut guys slack early in the race. You cut guys slack when they're faster than you because you expect the same in return, and you cut guys slack if they have more to lose than you do. Juan Montoya does not race this way.
Right.
And I think we know now. If you expect to get that break from Juan Montoya, you are not expecting the right thing.
The thing about Juan Pablo Montoya that I do appreciate, though, is he is completely unapologetic about this.
Right.
He doesn't try to sweep it under the rug. He doesn't try to make excuses. This is who he is, and he freely admits and accepts who he is, and I actually appreciate that aspect of it, but I don't have to race against him on the track.
Well, and I think, you know, if it were me, I would probably race more the way Clint Bowyer's talking about, right? But Juan Montoya, you don't hear him complaining that nobody gives him room either.
Exactly,
so I think
my point.
If you're willing to race guys that way and you accept the fact they're going to race you that way, then people just have to know that's the way he's going to race, and you know you can't do much about it, and you're not going to get that break. And I feel bad for Clint Bowyer. He needed a little room. He didn't get it. He ended up in the wall. Bad day.
And if Clint Bowyer doesn't make the chase, I'm sure that before 2011 is over, we'll see some retribution on the track.
Well, it seems like the kind of a feud that's just not really going to go away.
No.
Because this is the way the guy races.
Right. Now,
As I think we said like 30 times.
Do you want to do your Juan Pablo Montoya, Bogota, Colombia?
Juan Pablo Montoya, Bogota, Colombia, number 42, Target Chevrolet.
Sounds just like him.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.